running out of time, Anubarak. How far are we from the exit?
Not far. We have entered the Upper Kingdom. The exit should lead us to the base of the glacier itself. However, there are still hidden traps and pitfalls to account for.
Take cover!
Arthas!
The entire passage collapsed. There's no time to dig through this. I'll have to move quickly and find my own way out. Hopefully Anubarak and the others survived. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. I'll be singed if I get too close to those flames. Finally. Now, Frostmourne. Ah, at last. I'll need this gold for when I reach the glacier. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. More of the Nerubians' blasted mechanisms. I'll have to time this perfectly. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Ah, at last. This is more like it. For the Lich King. Finally, more gold. This might help us later. Ah, at last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. Another quake? This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. This is more like it. Now, Frostmourne. Frostmourne hungers. Face coward. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Now, Frostmourne. Finally. last. At last. Frostborn hungers. At last.
Faithless coward.
This is more like it. Finally. This is more like it. At last. At last. This is more like it. What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
I must find a way across this strange obstacle.
At last. This is more like it. Finally. 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 Last. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. No one orders me around. At last. This is more like it. At last. This is more like it. At last. Finally. This is more like it.
Anubarak, you made it.
I see now why the Lich King chose you as his champion, Death Knight. Few men could have survived this labyrinth alone. Another earthquake. We must hurry, Death Knight.
Your pain shall be legendary. You will know endless torment.
Frostmourne hungers. At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
For the Lich King. Something's breaking through. Defensive positions!
I'll concede the living and the dead.
What is it now? Finally. Speak, fool. At last.
I'll see to it.
Tread lightly. This is more like it. At last. No one orders me around. This is more like it.
We're running out of time. We must find the exit.
Finally.
They're blocking the way to the exit. We'll have to fight our way through them to reach it. I'll see to it. I'll consume the living and the dead. I'll see to it. Oblivion awaits. Indubitably.
Frostborn hungers.
Your pain shall be lit.
For the Lich King. This is more like it. At last. Finally. At last.
Now quickly, head through that door. The exit to the surface lies just beyond.
It'll be good to see the sun again.
Remember, Illidan and the true battle still await us in the world above. Hopefully our trek through the dark earth bought us the precious time we needed.